from my memory, because I know actually that life started from West Africa, precisely where you call Nigeria today. The entire population of the black people upon surface earth, each and every one of them sprouted out from the land called Iduani. Iduani is a land today everyone sees as Nigeria. But in this message, I'm specifically going to speak to my brothers who are in Kanem, Borno, men who have lost their identity due to foreign influence. You were a Kanem Oborono before any outside influence. Hear me. Your ancestors knew what it was to be called Kanuri, Kanembu. Even those of them who had straight king blood, the priest king blood, people like Meleri, which you call Mai today, Duguala, which you call Dugu, Ndiana, Ibenna, Eboru, Tiadala. These are names that I know you can remember. Before Islam arrived, your ancestors were already a great people. Warriors, founders, Mali, Dugwala. You have your own sacred history that predates every book. I'm not asking you to abandon anything. I'm asking you to remember. For remembering is not rebellion. Remembering is honor. Your people were Meleri, sons of Chiadala, Ekanem Brono. Long before the world gave you a new name, your identity did not begin with a religion. Your identity began with the land, the ancestors, and the light in your blood. Kanem, which simply means a Kanem, land of the upper people. Brono is Oburuno, people of the ancestral base. All the distortions that foreign influence have brought into your lineage and into your life. Today, I want you to remember, you come from Dugwala, and the one who subdued the land and established the dynasty. You are Ndiana, owners of the land. You are Ibenna, children of the soil. Your ancestors were never a people of darkness. They were Meleri, exalted ones. They were Dugwala, mighty warriors and mighty founders. They were Ekanem Oborono, those who rose from the north and established the baseland. Remember who you were before the world renamed you. Islam did not erase your roots. Nothing can erase your roots. The words are clear. They are still found in your lips. They are seated in your hearts and in your life. Deep down your soul, you remember Chiada. You remember Chiada, the all-encompassing source, the spreading inner of your life, the one whose presence filled the land. Ekanem Obrono, your title was not borrowed. Your title came from the very source of the beginning of the existence of Idu. Even your title came from the man who is known as Chieme Melemchi Ezedike, the Ogidibo one of Ora'Abuò. That you chose to live in the north does not mean that your sun has gone down. No, you chose the place of the light. You chose the place where the sun rises. And it was Chukwokike who gave you that space. People of Ekanem Obrono, children of the ancestral base, sons and daughters of Chiadala, hear the memory of your beginning. Before the world named you Kanem, before scribes wrote Borno, before distant tongues said El Shaddai, your fathers called the source by his true name, Chiada, the spreading life force, the presence that fills the land. Before any book reached your soil, you already knew the one who breathes over waters, the one who lifts kings as Meleri, the one who crowns warriors as Dogwala, the one who formed Ndiana, owners of the land. Your identity did not begin with tribes that arrived later. No. Your identity did not begin with a religion that came in caravans. Your identity began when Chiada breathed over your land. And your ancestors rose from the waters of life as Ekanem, the people above, the ones who emerged first. Remember who you were. Remember the name that was yours before it was borrowed. Remember the life that was yours before it was renamed. Nothing can erase Chiada. Nothing can erase Oburono. Nothing can erase the light in your blood. That light is the same light that is in my blood. Today I speak from the south because I know that you have been part of me from the beginning of this world. Your elders, your nobles, your custodians of memory, and your entire people. People of the north, emergent land. Ekanem, children of the rising plains. Oburuno, sons and daughters of the ancestral base. Hear the words of your beginning and hear the words of my mouth. Hear the echo of your father's footsteps. Hear the crowns of your ancestors shaking with light. Hear the breath of Chiada, the spreading life force that filled your waters before any man wrote a scripture or carved a sign upon stone. The signs are still written upon stone in the land you call Cameroon. You stand today upon a land older than kings, older than dynasties, older than the names you carry, but your true name has not died. Before the world called you Kanem, your land was Ekanem, the domain of the people who rose first, the people whose footsteps touched the upper earth. Before strangers journeyed with their books and scripts, before the world called you Borno, your identity was Oburono, the children of the ancestral base, the ones who emerged from the foundation of the land, the rooted guardians of the Chiada waters. Borno is a shadow. Kanem is an echo. Your true name is Ekanem Oburono, the people of the upper land, the keepers of the ancestral ground. Long before your fathers bowed to the creeds of travelers, long before new faiths crossed the desert winds, your land already had kings. Your land already had sacred crowns. Your land already had the exalted ones. You call them Meleri, the exalted manifest, the one lifted above the people of Chiada himself. Before the pen of the strangers wrote Mai, your ancestors already had Male, 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 the exalted throne of the ancient people of Nkanem Mborono, the exalted custodians of the people. Before the scribes of foreign tongues said Dugu, your own ancestors said Duguala, the mighty warrior who subdues the land, the establisher of territory, the pillar upon which the nation rests. Know this, my people. Your royalty did not descend from Arabia or the land known as Ora'Abuò. Your royalty did not arrive by caravan. Your royalty rose from your own soil. Your crowns grew from your own blood. Chiadala, the ancient waters, the spreading life source of your ancestors, bears witness against forgetfulness. Chiada, the breath that spreads across the plains. Chiadai, the overwhelming presence. Chiada, the one whose life source fills the land. This was the name your fathers know before the Levant borrowed it and reshaped it into El Shaddai. The life source, even the flowing waters, which is called Lake Chad, was never Lake Chad. It was the water of life, given to you by the presence of the essence of life himself. The name, which echoes in antiquity, is Chiada, not Chad. The name did not begin in the Levant. The name began here, in the waters of your birth, in the breath of your ancestors, in the spirit that flows through your veins even now. Children of Ekanem, people of Obrono, hear this truth. Your identity did not begin with them, or did it begin with Islam? Your identity did not begin with any book. Your identity began with Chiada, the life source that shaped your fathers, long before prophets, caravans, and empires walked across the sands. This is not a call to reject your faith. This is not a call to abandon your path. Faith is a garment. Identity is the skin beneath the garment. Remove the garment if you wish. Keep it if you wish. But you must never forget the skin. And the skin of your people is ancient, bright, and filled with life. Don't you know that, oh no, even the place where you sit is the rising of the sun. The beginning of the world, Ibria Farad, that is where you are. You stand by the crossroad where the ancient people receives information from those that came from above. The messengers, even the Anunnachis, met with your forefathers. They sat with them and sang under the rising of the sun. They sat with them and they exchanged bread under the going down of the same. Ndiana, owners of the land. Ibenna, children of the soil. Descendants of Doguala, inheritors of Melere, custodians of the Chiada waters. Rise and remember. Remember the language that was yours before any scribe bent its sound. Remember the life that was yours before any priest named it. Remember the strength that was yours before any empire claimed you. No desert faith, no foreign chronicler, no empire of the north, no kingdom of the east can erase the light in your blood. You are a Kanem, O Bruno. Your root is unbroken. Your memory is rising. Your ancestors stand behind you. Today I stand in the place of the ancestors, even the one who began the dynasty, Chieme, who is known as Melechi Ezedike, the father of all, who embraced Idu, the one who gave birth to Ngwa.Ibibio when the lands were divided amongst the sons of men. Abiama was just a child. Chikobu, Ishaku and Chikobu were in the loins of their father. The land was still peaceful, but you went up north. You chose the place of life, in a place where water brings forth goodness, not just because of need to, not because of need to, but because you had connection with Chiada, the source of life, the breath of increase. By the breath of Chiada, by the authority of the ancestors, by the memory carried in your blood, by the land that knows your footsteps, by the waters that bore your fathers, by the crown that once rested upon your kings, I call you back to yourselves. Not to a new faith, not to an old faith, but to the self that existed before all faiths, the self that cannot be erased, the self that cannot be renamed. Rise, Ekanem. Stand, O Bruno. Awaken, children of Chiada. Your time of remembering has come. Your time of remembering has come. Yes, gather ye now, sons and daughters of Ekanem, O Bruno, keepers of the first land, descendants of the people who rose before the desert knew their name. Come back with clean hearts and steady breath. For today we speak not as tribes scattered, but as a people returning. Today the dust of ages shall be lifted. Today the buried names shall rise. Today the life of Chiada shall walk again upon the land of your fathers. Long before the caravans called in from the east, long before foreign scribes placed new names upon you, your ancestors stood upon this very breath and this very earth and called upon the first breath and one whose presence spreads over all things. Chiada, Chiada, Chanene, the life that fills the world. It was Chiada who gave life to the land. It was Chiada who gave sight to the kings. It was Chiada who placed authority in the hand of Meleri and who crowned the warrior, Dogwala. You were never a people without a source. Your source only got renamed. Your truth only got hidden. But Chiada never departed from you. Hear now the ancient river that flows beneath all rivers. Hear the memory of older than scripture, older than conquest, older than the names Kanem or Borno. Before Kanem, you were a Kanem, the people who rise above, the ones who emerge first. Before Borno, you were Obruno, the highland of origin, the center from which others spread. Before El Shaddai, you spoke Chiadai without fear, without distortion, without borrowed tongues. This is the memory no desert wind can carry away. This is the memory no empire can bury. Let the ancient titles return to the air. Let Melechi rise again, keeper of justice, child of the life, even the one that is called the spirit. Let Meleri stand, the king in whom the land finds order. Let Meleri stand, the king in whom the land finds order. I speak again, I say, let Meleri stand, the king in whom the land finds order. Let Dogwala awaken, the strong hand of the people, the defender of the soil. Let Diana be restored, owner of the land, guardian of inheritance, voice of Ibena, son of the soil. Let all titles return to their foundation. Let every name stand upon its root once again. By the authority bestowed upon me, even the first house, by the mandate that predates kingdoms, dynasties, and crowns, by the breath of Chiada that yet dwells in the bones of the people, I proclaim this restoration upon the land. Let it be known from this day forth, the Kanem, O Bruno, shall not forget their beginning. Kanem shall remember a Kanem. Borno shall remember Obrunu. The land shall speak its own name again. No man, no scribe, no empire shall define the children of Chiada. We reclaim our names. We reclaim our breath. We reclaim our voice in the earth. The one called Chiada, the spreading, encompassing, life-giving presence, is acknowledged as the ancient root from whom our fathers understood all things divine. Before any foreign word arrived, Chiada lived here. Let the scattered clans return to heart. Let no tribe lift its hand against another. All are strands of one thread, woven from the same ancestral loom. As it was in the beginning with Ekanem, so shall it continue with their children. The land bears witness. The ancestors bear witness. Chiada bears witness. May the breath of Chiada rest on your homes. May the strength of Dogwala walk with your warriors. May the wisdom of Melare stand with your leaders. May the inheritance of Diana return to your hands. Go now as children restored. Walk now as people awakened, for the land remembers you. I have declared it, and so shall it be, from the rising of the sun until its going down. Melare, you will rise and shine forth upon even your descendants. Even the life that comes from Melechim Ezedike shall speak on your behalf. In the gathering of men, in the gathering of women, you shall be remembered. The truth shall be spoken. When a people forget the root of their priest king, they become vulnerable to external spirits not of their lineage. Kanembrono's stone comes from identity inversion. But I speak once again, through the source of life, even Chiada himself, I declare it. And the people from Ekanem, you will never forget Ekanem. You will not forget Obrunu. Neither will you forget Chiada. Melemchi, you shall remember. Diana, you shall know that the land is yours. You shall know that the land is yours. And out of that land, you shall keep it. To keep the land aligned with Chi, and to keep the warrior clan aligned with justice. Because the solution is inside the lineage. Your solution. But when the identity was replaced, the warrior energy turned chaotic, and the land lost its guardian imprint. Jihad is not what it was called. Nobody called you to jihadi. It was the foreign caravans that brought you to the place where men now call you jihadists. I heal your region. I restore your region. I call it the original name. Ekanem Obrunu. Let the land of Ekanem Obrunu remember the throne of Melemchi. Let the life of Chiada lift the veil of forgetting. Let the warrior line Dogu return to its rightful order. Let the foreign shadow lose its grip. Let the people rise into their true name. Let peace stand where blood once flowed. Let the ancient covenant of the land be awakened once more. And let the waters of life, even Chiada, flow without blood. It shall flow to bring forth food. It shall flow to bring forth life. I declare it, and I stand by it. I say it because it comes from the bloodline, from the DNA of the ancestors. Children of Ekanem, sons and daughters of Obrunu, I call you once again. Hear the breath of your fathers. Hear the footsteps of Melem Chezedike. Hear that flows beneath your land, in the rivers, in the lakes, in your blood. Today we call back the memory that sleeps. Today we awaken the warrior line, Dogwala. Today the land of remembrance. Even the land that remembers its guardians. Chiada, Chiadai, Chiadar, the spreading life source, the life of the land. Witness this ceremony today. This ceremony of calling back the sons of light into the place of light. I declare it that the heavens and the earth shall behold even the glory of that land. As I declare it, so shall it be. That Owadai and Bowachi, Ibid Noah, and Ahajne shall rejoice because peace shall reign in the land. I declare it, and so shall it be. Because I declare it, that by the authority of Melemchi Ezedike, we reclaim Ekanem Obrunu. No foreign shadow shall displace our identity anymore. Chiada renews the covenant. The line of Dogwala walks once more in power, in unity, in peace, in glory, in authority. The ancestors stand. Chiada flows. The land obeys. From this day, the identity of Ekanem Obrunu is restored. From this day, the identity of Ekanem Obrunu is restored. The warrior line awakened. The covenant of Melemchi is a decay renewed. So it is, so it shall be. So it is, so it shall be. Anybody that comes across this message, anyone that comes across this declaration, I pray of thee and I beg of you, make sure it is shared, spread abroad, send it. If you have not done it yet, I want you to do it. I want you to do it. Because by the breath of Chiada, by the covenant of Melechie Zedike, by the authority of the warrior line Dogwala, we proclaim identity restored. Kanem shall remember Kanem. Borno shall remember Obruno. Meleri, Melechi, Dogwala, Diana, Ibenna, all restored in honor and practice. Chiada claims the land. No foreign shadow shall dominate it. All descendants of Ekanem Obruno, scattered or bound, shall walk as one and free. The sacred covenant of Dogwala, Melemchi, and Chiada is renewed. The land responds to its rightful guardians. So it is declared, so it shall endure. From this day, the ancient line walks again in the land of Chiadala. Let all who see, hear, and feel know Ekanem Obruno lives, awakens, and commands. Chukwokike, I pray for each and every one of them again. I make this declaration that both heavens and earth will come together, not to spew darkness or spew evil, but we shall come together to rejoice and agree in one thing, that the goodness and the mercy of Chukwokike, even Chiadai, shall rest upon Ekanem Obruno. Ekanem Obruno shall remember Owadai. Ekanem Obruno shall remember Beawachi. Ekanem Obruno shall remember Ibi Noah. And Ekanem Obruno shall remember Idu. And they shall remember Iduno. They shall also remember Melemchi Ezedike, even their ancestor, the one who rose out of the land of Idu and reigned as the priest king. I call forth the priest king back to that land. And I pray for them. I declare that the light of Chukwokike shall rest upon all those who rule in that land, and those who have turned their land into a battlefield, those who have turned Chiada into a place of blood, those who have turned Chiada into a place of darkness. My Father, arise and change their mindset, renew their thought life, revive your own works amongst their dwelling place. The water that flows with life, which they have turned to blood, I renew you right now. From Lake Chad, you shall be called the original name, which is Chiadai. Those who said it's Chibok, I restore it back to its original word, Chibike. The word is not Chibok, the word is Chibike, a fortified spiritual, military, and administrative hub in the Ekanem Obruno's place. Chibike, they call you Chibok. You have a direct link with Melemchi, Ezedike, Dogwala, and the brother Ekanem Obruno lineage. You will function again as a stronghold, ancestral sanctuary, warrior training center, and territorial sentinel. You are the strongest nodes of Chiada energy. The rituals here maintain ancestral covenant. You shall return to that covenant. Amongst your forefathers, any disruption weakens both land and lineage. Historically, you were explaining repeated conflicts in that area. But from today, the conflict ceases. I awaken Dikala, the source of your ancestry. As an Onyoziala, I declare that the heavens, the wind, the principles of creation, the sun, the waters, the four elements of life will rest in peace. They will speak in unity. They will bring about glory amongst the people of the land. Please, I beg of you, share this message. Identify with a Metuchai so that light will shine upon planet Earth. Truth will be spoken without fear. Truth will be spoken without fear. People will come from east, west, north, and south to declare the glory of Chukwokike. Identify once again with the Metuchai. Subscribe and become part of what we are doing. On the notification bell so that whenever a message comes, you'll be the first to get it.